We're going to use Flow to build that email template instead. And just to show you that Flow will work regardless of whether you have account as a lookup field or as a master detail field, since we saw in that previous video that that did make a difference, I've changed this back to lookup field. So remember, this is the use case that did not work in the email template builder. We'll show you that when you build that in Flow, it will work just fine. So let's get started. We'll go to Home in Setup and we'll go to Flow. Go ahead and create a new flow. We'll start from scratch. We'll do a record triggered flow. We'll do that on the subscription object, and we want that to run anytime a subscription is created. We don't need any other conditions. So let's go ahead and add an element. You might be tempted to choose send email alert, but that would just, once again, use the email template builder to build that email template that would be attached to the email alert. So we don't want to do that. Instead, we want to choose action. In action, you can see we have a bunch of different categories, and one of those categories is email. I'll click on that. And we have send email as an action choice. I'll click on that. So we'll label our element. And then before we do the body, let me quick knock out the other required ones here so that I don't forget them later. So subject line, we'll just say new subscription created. And then for the recipient address list, I'm just going to type in my dummy email here for purposes of this demo. All right, but this is where the magic happens. So we're going to say body include, and we're going to create a new resource. You can technically create formulas as well if you're already comfortable with those, but it's usually easiest to select text template. Just going to call this email body. And then I'm going to start typing this in. Oh, actually, I'm going to switch to plain text for our purposes. Okay, and then I'm going to just start typing in the same kind of format that we had in our previous demo. So we want the tier, we want the account name, and we want the account number. All right, so for tier, I'm going to go to insert a resource. I'm going to scroll down to the triggering subscription. So in other words, the subscription record that is triggering this flow to run. And I'm just going to scroll down to tier. All right, for account name, again, insert a resource, triggering subscription. And you might be tempted to click on account here, but that would actually give you the account ID, which doesn't mean much to anybody. So instead, we're going to go up to these relationship fields and click on account. And then I'm just going to start typing in name to filter for me. So we're going to insert the account name. All right, same thing for this. For the account number, insert a resource, triggering subscription, account, and I'm going to start typing in the word number, and we want the account number. All right, going to hit done. And let's go ahead and save this. I'm just going to call it test flow. And then I'm going to activate it. All right, so to test this out, I'm going to open up our existing subscription here and clone it. And let's hit save. All right. Here we go. So you can see, well, you can see that Gmail thinks that this is spam. But other than that, you can see that the tier came through because it was directly on the subscription object, but the two fields that we got from the account object that was related through a lookup also worked. The account name worked and the account number worked.